crazy out here, man. I mean, there's a lot going on in the streets. There's a lot going on in the ghettos of the mind. I'm saying I write rhymes. Check. Feel my pain like it was yours. Crack addicts busting right through my doors. Bleeding on my lawn, I'm destined to be great. I swear, Jesus, read it on my palm. Tipsy, I'm calm, then I blow up like Vietnam bomb.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Shots in the Dark. You already know what time it is. I promised you guys a guest today, and I got him, but I'm going to get these formalities out the way real quick. So, again, I'm not as smooth as Breezy on this, so just give me a break. Facebook, you know what to do. Like and follow. Shoot the Breeze. I think it's Shoot the Breeze Networks now. Maybe I need to change that. Twitter, at STBPodTV. Anchor FM, that's your spot for podcasts. I prefer the Apple Podcast. Make sure you give us 5 stars. If you don't, I will show up at your door personally with some cousins you might not like. I'm just playing. Email us at shootthebreezepodtv@gmail.com. One of us will get back to you. You can catch our apparel on Teespring. It's fly shit, fly as frog food. Come on now, let's go. And I got to add another one today on the formalities. So my guest has a website. You guys can follow, check out all his music, because I'm going to be previewing a little bit today. You guys will get to see some. It's going to be a good show. But anyway, I'm going to leave that up there for a little bit. So anyway, yeah, without further ado, I know it's a little bit off schedule today, but you got to understand, we're doing a bi-coastal thing right now. I can't be doing the show at 8 o'clock like normal, because over there, my man's already in bed. He's got work, man. He's got bills to pay. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. What is going on, my man, Iron Emperor? How you doing today, man?
Yo, I'm doing great over here, man, bro. Thanks for having me, man.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man, I want to get, first and foremost, I've been listening to your podcast. It's incredible.
Thank you, man.
You approach things very differently from, like with everything going on in the world. I feel like everybody's picking a political side, which I think is just, I'm going to use the R word everybody's calling it. I had to look that up the other way, by the way. It's retarded to pick a side that, and you said it so eloquently the other day about how these political, a politician is not gonna, risk him feeding his own family for somebody he doesn't even know.
Right.
That was an ill drop.
That's the shit that I don't get. That's like that goes against human nature. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody gonna always look out for the other person. It's not gonna happen.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. And that's kind of where I stood with the whole, it was, I had to basically make my stance on it the other day, because I've been speaking out strongly against Democrats, and then people come at me like, oh, you don't support, what we're doing over here. And I'm like, well, no. One of the first things I said when, the Black Lives Matter movement really got rolling was the dumbest thing I heard was all lives matter in response.
Stupidest shit out there. That reach of like privilege and fucking ignorance.
Absolutely. And it just shows, like, on a more simplified thing, it's like it shows that you're too dumb to understand what they're saying here. Yes, we all understand that all lives matter. That goes without being said. The problem here is that you're not understanding that this one particular group of lives matters. That's what we're trying to scream out right now, because you guys don't seem to understand it.
Right. There's a comedian that said that shade something. He was like, damn, Black lives can't even matter. We're not saying superior. We're not even saying equal. We're just saying matter. And the fact that needs to be said tells you everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a sense of entitlement to respond with all lives matter. You know what I mean? Come on, man. It's
the dumbest shit. Like you want to be included in everything, but you don't want to come with that. Like you want to just be at the party. Okay, out of here.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's and that's kind of where I drew a little bit of confusion, because I was speaking out against Democrats because, man, I've studied history. I'm one of those people who's nerdy for history. You know what I mean? And I look up the real stuff, not the stuff they teach you in the American schooling system.
Like Tato famine.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Come on, man. But you know, if you look up the history of the Democrat Party, they're racist. They're a racist party. And
they've been on the wrong side of the street a lot of times. I believe the Republican Party has been on the right side.
I mean, yes and no. Here's the way I classify the two different parties. The Democrats will lie to you and smile in your face and pat you on the back and tell you that everything's going to be all good while they're sticking a knife in your back. The Republican Party will just drop a bomb on you and be like, no, it's who gives a fuck? You know, this is for the greater good. You know what I mean? So I don't believe in the whole lesser of two evils thing. I just believe evil comes in two different forms, and we're not getting a. I don't believe that people have a voice. I really don't.
No, it's about a small pocket of people, and then they manipulate it and make it seem like oh, your opinion matters. That shit don't count. That's like I'm like now myself out of chat, but yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a quick question. I'm gonna cut you off. Do you hear echo? Because I do.
Not really. I hear like a slight. Are you hearing an echo from me?
I'm hearing it on me. That's fine. I can deal with that.
You might hear it.
Make sure you don't.
Let me try and I might be able to fix that a little bit. Edit mic settings.
So while you doing that, I'm just going to big you up right now. Let me just say, Donnie I'm big on something called support your own. And this dude has exemplified that without me asking, man. Like this guy just selflessly puts it out there. I promise you, man. If I get anywhere, you coming with me, man.
Oh man, it's you already know, bro. It's mutual, man. Like we're gonna get into right now how I think I remember how I came across your music and how we kind of got introduced. Okay. I don't remember what the subject was about, but we were on on Instagram on a hip hop like a page, a hip hop page where people were discussing certain, all things hip hop basically. And I just remembered that you and I were like the only two on there that really agreed on a topic. Like I said, I don't remember what the topic was.
I wish I knew, man.
It was basically, I know it had something along the lines of doing with lyrics and how important they are to being an MC, right?
Right.
So I went and I checked out your page because you asked me to, and I'm not gonna lie, man. I get rappers every day telling me, "Yo, check out my stuff.
Watered down, man.
Bro, I don't expect nothing. I expect nothing.
I know, man.
Like, I go and it was just so weird though, because I clicked on yours and I think the first thing I saw was you in a cipher. Okay. And I was like, okay. And then you started kind of like, going through, and this was still in the earlier days of, both of us having Instagram. And man, just I couldn't stop. I wanted more every single time.
Thank you, man.
I can see right now, we'll get into that, but I remember this one was the first one that we came across.
My man Charles did that cover for me, man. My man Apple Juice.
The anti-Kareem Abdul-Jabbar mixtape, right? Yeah. And that one has some fire joints on it. By the way,
Thank you.
See it at the bottom. My name is iron.com. All of these are on there. Everything we're about to talk about.
Absolutely.
But my first question for you pertaining to music is where and when do you remember when you fell in love with hip hop? Like, yo, this is what I want to do.
So there's different answers to that. Actually. I can tell you when I first fell in love with it, and that was can you still hear me? Give me a thumbs up because I lost your feed. All right, cool. When I fell in love with it, that was 93. Like, if you see I have a tattoo, you probably can't really see it. It's a mixtape, and it says Iron Imp established 1993. And that was riding a bus going to school with a yellow, remember the yellow waterproof Sony Walkman joints? And I had that, and I was playing Midnight Marauders. And it was just on repeat. And that was the start of the love for me, man. Of me just being a fan of it. not really wanting to rap, but just loving man. That shit caught me off guard, man.
Yeah. Midnight Marauders, classic album. If you don't know, it's a Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
I said last week on last week's episode, I feel like Tip gets a lot of credit.
I saw that.
And Fife doesn't get enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree.
But, there's a lot of memorable lines. Just, anytime I hear, like, Midnight Marauders, I hear the, sit back and light me. Inhale. You know what I mean? Like, that takes me back to childhood.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
I'm loving that. See, yeah, and those guys were more on the mainstream tip of, like, that area of hip-hop. But then, you get guys like, De La kind of came.
Right.
They were part of that movement. Black Moon. Not a lot of people know about Black Moon.
All right. I hope I don't fuck my camera. I'm gonna show you something right now. Right. So the Black and Red Room is the studio that I'm in, right?
Right.
So I hope I'm gonna fuck this up. You see that album right there? That's to the stage right there.
Yeah.
You see that right there?
Yep.
Those are my two favorite albums of all time.
Okay, so that covers a later topic. That covers 2 out of 5.
No, there's more, but there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Absolutely.
That's fire that you brought that up, and I actually didn't like when I first heard it. I didn't. I was a little late to the party. I'm not gonna. We'll get into that.
Yeah, it's weird because it depends on who it really depends on who introduces you to hip hop, what they're kind of bringing to you. When you get a person introducing it to you, it's like they give you their, you can really like look at somebody's personality by the type of music they listen to.
Yeah.
And you kind of got to find your own identity in it.
Fact.
I'm all over the place personally. I could go from, gangster rap to conscious rap to,
you're well-rounded, man. That makes you a great MC, in my opinion.
Which, and I appreciate that, man. You know what? And that's the problem right now. I feel like, you get any of these new guys on an interview and you ask them who influenced them, and they ride their own dick a little bit. And they're like, well, nobody influenced me. And it's like, well, clearly, because you suck. You know what I mean?
Well, you ain't got nobody to look up to. Like, I forgot who said it, but I heard in an interview where he said, when I was growing up, I would listen to Biggie, Nas, Raekwon. And I would say, I hope I can be that good one day. Now these dudes just be like, I'm going to do that. Because you don't have to vet yourself. You don't have to go to boot camp of proving yourself. You just need a computer, a mic, snare, auto-tune. I said on one of my lines, I said, there's a question that'll leave you bewildered. What's the difference between auto-tune and Instagram filters? It's like you're just hiding yourself. It's whack. So you don't even have to bring. And I'm not trying to shit on them. Those like that music's not for me. It's whack to me, but it's not catered for me. But they don't have to be good. Who they gonna look up to in the last 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is this, bro. Like, the way I look at it is, there were MCs that came before I was born, and I still looked back at them. Like, I'll be the first one to tell you that a lot of rappers from, like, 15, 20 years ago, when they would be on an interview and they'd be like, well, when did you fall in love with hip hop and what song was it? And they would all say Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight. And
I wasn't into it.
Me, thank you. See, me either. But every time I would see that, I'm like, oh, bullshit. Come on, man. Like, that's what made you fall in love with hip hop? Doubtful. But they all say that because they have their history twisted up and they think that that's the first hip hop song.
Right.
Because MTV pumped that. And hip hop actually.
I don't want to interrupt. I just got hit by 3 people. They said feedback on my side is bad. It's just echoing.
Really? I can hear you clearly. That's weird.
I can hear you too, but I hear the echo on my shit. Hold on. Unplug my mic. Or.
Hey, so somebody in the comments on YouTube or Facebook, let us know. There was a comment from earlier that I didn't put up. Let's see, the Capitol was a setup. If you see the videos, you can quote. I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like, you can sit here and speculate. But whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, I think you need to call bullshit where bullshit is. And yeah, maybe there was a false flag. You talked about this. Maybe there could have been. But how many hundreds of people followed those false flaggers into the Capitol, bro?
Right,
Come on.
exactly. Everybody was a false flag. I didn't even think of that. That's fantastic.
I mean, I said it, bro. I think I sent you a message over the summer when the protests were going on, the Black Lives Matter protests. I sent you a video, and it was showing that somebody was delivering pallets of bricks to the Black Lives Matter protest. So it's like, if there's false flags, there's false flags on both sides, bro. We can't just sit here and play devil's advocate for one.
It's divine, right? One thing people do, they form, right? Even when we was younger, you have your friends there. This project here, fuck with this project here, even though it's the same street. And everybody's part of something. It's almost like naturally we're going to oppose each other, and then they take advantage of that. And I think that's what the party system is for.
Yeah, absolutely. They play on people's emotions.
Yeah.
It's the oldest trick in the book too. I saw a dope painting. One of the chicks from one of the Star Wars joints that I watched, but I was getting this vibe that she was like full on Republican, but I looked at a post that it was dope across the board, and it showed a picture of politicians like playing Monopoly.
Was it Gina Carano?
Yeah, I think Gina Carano, the MMA chick.
Yeah.
And it showed politicians playing Monopoly, and then people underneath the board like holding it up with their backs, like on their knees, And the caption on it was, if we all stand up, their little game is over. And
I like that. That's pretty dope.
That was dope. I'm not, I don't like the one-sided joints that so and so's evil. So it's like, it is what it is, bro. They're both evil. Bill Burr said it best. We're all eating a shit sandwich. It's
of course he did.
It's that's just the way it is. But I want to get back into hip hop. I just thank you, Wesley, for the comment. No diss or nothing. What's going on, Anthony? How you doing, my man?
I'm trying to get this echo off.
Okay. Anthony says the echo is happening.
Let me see if I can unplug this mic. Hold on.
Yeah, so we had this little bit of an issue the other day. Sorry about that, guy. I really think it's StreamYard fumbling, because we've never had any of these problems until the other day and now today.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I don't know. We'll hit an echo.
Yeah, you're cutting out now.
Oh shit.
Oh wait, no, you're good. You're good. There you go.
What?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
No, you know what? I can control that right here, Anthony. Let me check. Yeah, echo cancellation's on. Should I turn it off? Let me know, Anthony. Anyway, I'm gonna get back into this. Yeah, sometimes it can mess things up. I thought I had a faulty mic because mine kept cutting off a bunch.
Right.
And then I found out it was because of echo cancellation. StreamYard really needs to step their game up.
Yeah.
It's just one of them things, man. But yeah, we have a very similar taste in hip hop. You watched last week a little bit, and one guy, before we get into this next project that I want to talk about, one guy that we both share a almost fanatic fandom of is this man right here, Elzai.
Absolutely.
If you guys don't know, he's the guy that is on the intro song. Yes. Elzai, man. First time I heard that guy, it was early 2000s on like a Slum mixtape, and just the way he put words together and patterns and metaphors and shadow boxes. For those that don't know what a shadow box is, it's a metaphor on top of a metaphor on top, and so on.
Crazy. You know what? I actually kept my interest in hip hop because I got how I lost it.
and I never heard of him. Like I was this is at a time when I used to be double XL all the time, front to back. So I saw, remember they had Sean Proof,
Yeah.
and they did a black look. I said, oh, this dude looks like I would hang out with. So I looked him up, and I was listening to Better Than Your Mixtape album, it's called. Have you ever heard it? So I'm listening to it. The beats are like different. Like there's no some different shit. And I'm getting into all the Detroit artists. Budden, Slum Village, all that stuff. Right? And that's all good, bro. And you know what? If you mute me, maybe people don't hear the echo too much because I don't hear it anymore. So I was listening to this joint, and this one guy just kept standing out to me. And he kept standing out, and he kept standing out, and it was Elzai, the dude from Baby I'm Selfish. I'm like, that's not the same guy. You know what I'm saying? And I looked more and more into it, and then I heard Concrete Eyes, and that was turned everything around for me. And I say this all the time. I credit Joe Budden for the way that I write. I recently just added this dude named Ito from Rochester, New York. He's kind of new. There you go. My man does his homework, man. And there's this new dude, Ito, from Rochester, New York. He's kind of down with like 38 Special and Griselda and everything. He taught me how to be patient. But Elzai taught me how I wanted to rap. And a dude with my voice generally doesn't rap with those kind of patterns. It's hard to keep the interest. And Elzai taught me, man, and it sent me down a wormhole of just Detroit hip hop. And I say all the time, Detroit hip hop saved me because New York dropped the fucking ball for a while, really bad.
I agree 100% because in Detroit, I mean, you just have guys that are on like they really hone that craft and stepped it. I mean, it's controversial to talk about, but I mean, arguably one of the greatest rappers is from Detroit, Eminem. And I think, a lot of his fame has to do with the fact that he's white, but his lyrics you can't question them, man. They're dope,
Agree. And now I also saw that, and this is the thing, I think, did Lord Jamal say or something like that? Like Eminem's music wasn't necessarily bumped in the hood like that. To an extent, I agree. Like I listened to M, but I personally never was like past maybe Marshall Mathers LP. That was the second one, right? I was never like, I gotta get that M joint. I got it as a fan, but I used to buy CDs every Tuesday, so it didn't matter. But to say that dude doesn't have the skill, you're fucking out your mind, man. That dude he's structurally perfect. He's lyrically perfect. He's witty as fuck. And yeah, what can you say about that dude, man? And what I love most about him is he gives the credit where it's due. And he plays his role while he's more outspoken than a lot of these fucking gangster black rappers who won't be saying shit. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I agree with Jamar in one sense, and then on the other side, I disagree with him. One of the things he said was that, cats ain't really bumping M in the hood, but that's where I found M. So back in the day when rappers were really about their craft in the hood or wherever, they tuned me on to Eminem. So that's how I found him. The thing I didn't agree with him on that because back in the day, it was about lyrics. It didn't matter what you were rapping about, and he came with it. But where I do agree with Lord Jamar, and a lot of people are going to get mad about this, is he said that white people are guests in the house of hip hop. And I agree. And I think it's up to hip hop to decide whether or not they become a permanent guest or move in. I personally liked being, back when I started, there was Eminem, and then, you didn't see many white rappers. Everybody had a bad taste in their mouth from Vanilla Ice. It was all corny. So I used to love the, wait, you rap? Yeah, I rap. And I was good at it too. So I used to love that kind of attention. I loved being one of the few in the art form. And now it's everywhere, and we can probably credit that to 8 Mile and Pro Tools and Fruity Loops and all that. But I agree with Lord Jamar on that. I want hip hop to remain black culture. I feel like you have to and this is just my personal opinion, you have to grow up and know black culture if you're not black to rap. To me, that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, like there should be some type of like, there should be like, you just said it all right there, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like have a respect for who built the house that you're a guest in, and acknowledge that you are a guest. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like there's nothing wrong with me saying you can come into my home. And I even said that on my podcast. Black people are very welcoming in general for whatever reason, even though, we try to get killed and we're not allowed in a lot of places. We invite everybody in. So come in. The problem is when I let you in the rock and roll, you took that shit and ran with it and then try to claim it as your own. So there are certain things that we have to be a little more defensive. And Jamar sometimes goes a little too far, but he's a good ambassador for certain things. One thing, Donnie, somebody told me to restart my computer, so I'm gonna restart and I'm gonna try to come back on. All right.
All right, yeah. So my man's gonna restart his computer, but yeah, we'll keep touching on that. Yeah, me personally, I agree with what Lord Jamar said in the sense that, and what my man Iron just said. It's a black art form, and we saw what happened with the history of rock and roll, which was also a black art form, and somebody took it and ran with it basically, and I think that was probably Elvis. I am somewhat of I'm a rapper, if you will, an MC. I wouldn't call myself a singer because I can't sing for shit, but yeah, I'm pretty nice on the mic. I used to battle rap. I don't so much anymore. I'm just not that inspired by today's hip hop, and one of the things that kept me going late 90s, early 2000s was I was inspired by the people I listened to, from Nas to Jay. I love Jay-Z, not so much his later stuff, Eminem. I said all my top favorites, but we were just talking about Elzhi. Elzhi's dope. I love Joe Budden, Slaughterhouse, all those guys, Royce, Crooked Eye. We got some guys out here, Raz Kaz. A lot of people don't know about Raz Kaz, but he's a West Coast MC with East Coast lyrics. Kevin said I'm gonna be battling at the shelter. Nah, we didn't have this shelter in San Francisco. We had little, hip hop clubs or whatever. They all got shut down though. I remember we did a show one time, and maybe some of those people are watching right now that were at the show, but there was some gang members from another city and this city and all that, and it just got shot up, and I didn't get to perform that night, so I'm still mad about that. That was in 2007. But if my man Skellbone's watching, he was there. Yo, check this, man. So it was 3 of us there. We had a little 3-man group at the time. It was bigger, but the only ones that were really doing anything were the 3 of us. So we had a show, and we're waiting for our turn to go on. We're like on one of the later sets. And then next thing you know, people just start shooting. One of the guys we were with always runs his mouth, always talking shit about everybody else and what they do and anything they do. And the first thing he does, we jump in the car because, people start shooting. I'm out. I'm not sticking around for that. I don't got no reason to try to be brave. I don't want to get shot again. I'm good. So we're in the car on the way home, and he's like, yo, we got to go back. We're like, what do you mean we got to go back? He's like, man, we got to go back. Like, what are you talking about? We ain't going back. Man, that girl's still there. He just met a girl like 10 minutes before the shooting started, and she's texting him like asking her to come save him, or asking him to come save her. And we're like, bro, this ain't no time for this Captain Save. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. And he was all trying to be hero. And we're like, you could drop us off at the cut. You can go back on your own. And sure enough, he didn't go back, but he was running his mouth the whole time. But yeah, ironically, those were the fun days of hip hop. That's when I was really active in it. I'm starting to kind of make an entry back into it. My favorite thing to do is work with other MCs, kind of as a competitive thing, but more so like I get juiced when somebody spits a dope verse, and then I got to come just as good or better. That's the type of stuff I get fired up on. This new stuff, you can't I haven't heard one new rapper. Well, scratch that. Joyner Lucas is fairly new. He's dope, but it's very rare that I hear a new MC and they actually do anything for me. So, yes, I rap. My guest, Iron, he's one of the guys that kind of inspires me to keep doing it. And, you know, we were supposed to do something before this whole COVID thing really kicked off. And I'm one of those guys that likes to be in the studio. So I don't have my own studio. I have my little YouTube studio. But I like the capabilities you have in a studio, you know, to change sound. I learned how to listen for, you know, how to mix things down. I never wanted to be one of those rappers that just threw songs together in my house. Now, I'm not dissing anybody that's got a home studio, because there are some cats there that just come with it every single time. I'm one of those guys that likes to be in a recording studio. I'll pay for it. Therefore, COVID happened, and I wasn't able to record my joint for Iron, and who is back, by the way. But we're going to get it done someday, and you guys will hear me rap. Maybe, yes, on another show, Wesley. We might do that. But he's back, and with that, I want to get into...
Yo, shit, man. The fuck, man.
Oh, you ain't hear me? I'm going to bring...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Jesus Christ. I
So
still had echo.
I can't, you know what? We're gonna, we'll see if somebody in the comments hears it, but hold on. Let me try and fix this. But while we're doing that, I want to play a video by, just a video piece, you know, by my man Iron over here. This came out last year, and it was on the Dr. Dilla joint, which, by the way, is... If you like J Dilla, if you like dope lyrics, I mean, because let's be honest, let's keep it a buck. Slum Village before Elzai wasn't that lyrical. You know what I mean?
Not at all. No disrespect.
No, not at all. I'm not impressed by T3 or
Budden was a little different.
Budden was okay.
Different. He had his lane.
Yeah,
but yeah, T was a little.
Yeah.
No disrespect. He played his role. He played his role.
Yeah, absolutely. He's more of a style type of guy. He even says that, though.
Yeah. He was like baby. Cash money.
There you go. But yeah, let's roll this joint real quick. I'm gonna try and fix that. But check this out. This is from the Doctor.
It's like a dream come true.
My face is puffy and my eyelids are swollen. Feeling like the future idea is broken. One more chance, you'll heard it on the records. Never thought that I'd be making that suggestion. On bended knee, but this is not the way I pictured it. I saw it different, better set and more intimate. Making you a promise that's infinite, but now our time is limited. Or is it over? I can't accept that. Cause no speed bump or setback will keep me from trying to get my ex back. But she moved on, I ain't expect that. Damn.
See, just talk about the creation process of that a little bit.
So I'm going to talk slow just in case there is an echo so people can piece it together. So the idea, you mean behind that song or the whole project?
The project, start with that song though, the video and everything, and what kind of inspired that?
Okay. So that project, that song was actually called Look of Love Part 4. And at that time, I was going through a really crippling, I don't say crippling, yeah, almost. It was a very difficult breakup that I had. And I decided to break all of the emotions of that breakup down into 4 different sections. So part 1, Look of Love Part 1 was how I met her. Part 2 was more of me being angry, and it's like, well, fuck you. Part 3 is me thinking, okay, there is a chance that I can maybe help and kind of salvage this. And then part 4 was just me kind of just accepting my fate. And that breakup right there, which I kind of, I give it all the credit for kind of building me up. You know, that shit broke me down pretty bad, man. It made me look back at myself as a man. I decided to use that energy and the emotion and put it into the whole Dr. Dilla project. So that was just one of the many topics, that I discussed on the Dr. Dilla project.
Yeah, that's I remember seeing that video for the first time. That not only that, the video quality is amazing too, but I know that beat very well. I know Jay Dilla very well, and I'm not a huge fan of when, underground or unsigned rappers do mixtape covers and because they're terrible. And that was just a perfect addition to a beat I already knew. And I still knocked that, man. I still knocked that whole joint. And I'm actually we're going to get into the next one here in a little bit too, because I want to show your range as an MC. But talk a little bit more about Jay Dilla and how that project came about.
I don't know if you have a cover of it, a picture of the cover, but the reason why I decided to run with Jay Dilla is I've always been a guy, I don't mind, right. So what you can see, what's kind of covering is basically as Dilla fans, you can put Dilla on, you can chill, you can vibe, you can smoke, you can study, you can drive home, clean the house too, whatever the case is. And so for me, the way I chill is I freestyle. Or I rap, and Dilla's beats are so chill, and me being such a person that I don't mind emoting, I decided to be like, all right, I'm gonna do an album dealing with every emotion that I'm dealing with at this moment, and I'm going to use Dilla beats like Dilla's my therapist. That's why you see in this picture, I'm sitting down, Dilla's writing notes, so it's almost like we're having a therapy session. So Dilla is the therapist, and my rhymes is my thoughts, and the combination of that was basically the idea. Those two fusing together was the idea behind the project.
That whole concept is dope. I loved it. One of the joints I kind of fanboyed over, and I'm not good at remembering the titles, but I used to say all the time, especially after Nas came out with Hip Hop Is Dead, I was really behind what he was saying there. A lot of people didn't get what he was saying, but I got it. And this is before hip hop got really bad even. He was saying it. And one of the lines you said was damn, how much? Okay, I'm spacing this now. I know the damn lyrics because I recite them. But the finishing line was, I'm going to be standing by the body with the mind of a vulture. And I lost it because that was just such a dope little punchline, a little finisher to that joint, man. That really kind of like a good song to me puts me in there and really attacks pinpoints some of my own emotions. And I feel like you and me have the same kind of outlook on what happened to hip hop in general.
Yeah, it's been slaughtered, man, but almost like sacrifice for the next wave to come in and do whatever they doing. That line goes, I watched the game dying the day of the coach. I watched the game dying the decay of the coach. I'll be standing by the body with the mind of a vulture. And to me, the way I wrote that is like, all right, cool. I'm going to stand next to this dead body, but I'm not going to leave it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hip-hop has brought me, that's my brother, that's my father, that's my family. So I'm going to stand by it, and I'm going to still defend the dead body. I'm going to still try to present it. But, yeah, it's just the internet is a good and a bad thing for so many different reasons. You see what it's doing with the politics. But the good part of it is I have a friend who never talked to black people in their life, grew up in Arkansas. Parents told him black people were terrible. Then he found out, oh, Eric, your uncle's a doctor, your mom's a nurse, you do this and this. I thought y'all were all drug dealers. Now he got a black wife and a daughter. That's the good of the internet. The good of the internet was, for hip hop, it allowed other artists to put their music out and to get it out there. The bad part about the internet is it allowed people to put their music out and get it out there. And like you said, most of it was shit. Only thing is now, you just have to be catchy. These labels caught on to that. And then the ease of the internet just made everybody, I can go rap. That's it. And you don't have to be talented. You just have to catch the wave.
That's perfect. I mean, perfect explanation of what happened. I don't know if you've ever got into I hate when people say something's a conspiracy theory, because they were saying that about Epstein's nasty ass like a few years ago, and rich billionaires having islands where they rape kids. And then now it's not so much a conspiracy theory anymore. But there is a joint on YouTube. It's like a video, but you're only getting sound feed from it. And it was from a meeting back in the 90s. A bunch of record execs got together and they were basically like, yo, this hip hop thing is a problem. It's making people think. We need to dumb it down. And I worked in the music industry. I've seen what, you know what I mean? Because people don't remember, man. Like right now, in the times right now, if hip hop were the way it used to be, I mean, you would be getting, I mean, look back at Public Enemy, man. Like 911 is a joke. I remember when that dropped. It was so, I mean, people were speaking on the actual subjects that mattered in that day's society. And unfortunately, we don't have that now. And I feel like the record industry won on that one, because right now, hip hop would be a very dangerous genre of music yet again.
Yeah, I agree. But, you know, but to your point as well, though, this is going to sound fucked up. Other than a few, you know what I'm saying? And I say like they kind of equate hip hop is almost like the real MC shit is almost like the comedy the comedy industry. You're allowed to have one black dude that's on top. We had Kevin Hart for a while. Now who's moving up? Before Kevin Hart, it was Chappelle. Before Chappelle, it was Eddie and Chris Rock. We're only allowed one. And it's like almost when it comes to the hip hop shit, people with these, let me say this. A lot of these dudes, I think, have the skill level, but they see the bag that comes with taking the easy route. Who do people mention all the time when they talk about lyricists now? J. Cole and Kendrick. That's our two. That's the only people they allow. As far as what you hear now, who do you think is skilled enough to actually talk on it or speak on it with us that's able to paint a picture that will resonate? Because, you know, no disrespect, but a lot of these dudes, I'm not trying to hear fight the power with auto-tune. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't work for me. So it's almost like, well, what soldiers are you going to send to the battlefield right now? Because it ain't looking good. Though you never know. Like I said, I think there's Denzel Curry from Florida. That nigga can rap. And he actually doesn't really swear on the other side. He actually just rap. That dude can rap. What's the young dude? YBM Corday can rap his ass off. These are the guys that we need. But then you have Lil Durk. I listen to Lil Durk. Durk can actually rap. I think Durk can put shit together, but I don't fuck with the auto-tune shit. I think Lil Baby can rap, but I don't listen to, it's not going to fit for me. But again, it's not for me. That age is not for me. It's not for me. So it's not supposed to work for me, I guess.
Yeah, I think, and I agree. That's a great point to what soldiers are you going to send to battle. I do, as far as new guys go, I always cite Joyner Lucas, and this is before he collaborated with Eminem. I was talking about it. You watched the show last week. I was talking about it with my brother. He put me on him when he did a joint called Backwards. This is before he was famous, but he did that song, I'm Not a Racist, and it was just like the dude, the way he can storytell rap. You can tell he's really done his homework on MCs who were storytellers. He's done his homework on the pattern MCs, the guys that really care about their wordplay, like your Elzais and whatnot. He did his homework, and I thought that was a strong message. I mean, how often do you hear somebody coming from both sides of the fence on a racial issue? And he didn't even have didn't even put himself in the video. I like that. I like guys without egos. I like that he collaborated with M, though. I think Eminem could water down stuff sometimes because he's so famous, but it was good that he got on there with Eminem to kind of skyrocket himself into the mainstream, because the mainstream needs that. And as far as you were saying, Cole and Kendrick, they're cool, man, but lyrically, people are putting them on top tens. I disagree strongly. They haven't done their homework yet, you know?
So I will say, as far as the last thing you said with first of all, let me just go backtrack with the Joyner Lucas. You got to put me on. I know certain songs. What I've heard is extremely well thought out and extremely well packaged. Like the dude really can rap. Like he can rap his ass off, and he can get the songs that I've heard. I've only heard maybe like 3 or 4 songs. The concept, what you said, his ego's not in it. Fantastic. That's what we need more of. And this is a dude that probably should have an ego. So I'm going to ask you to put me on some stuff when we get off air, send me some links or whatever, and then I'm going to check him out because I'm really not that up to date with him. As far as what you said with Kendrick and Cole, so it's almost like, what era are you playing in, right? So you got to understand, me and you, we old heads, man. You know, I don't know how old you are, but we close enough, you know? And so we grew up on a different genre of hip hop than these kids now. And the kids that are saying, you know, these guys are top 10, this is what they know. So like, whereas I can say I grew up on Nas and Ghostface and Jay-Z and UGK and all of these guys, they have who they have. And my man Organismic said this in like 2004 when he saw the shift to like crunk music and stuff like that, which is fine, it has its place. He said the kids that are listening to this now are going to be the ones that's going to be writing and promoting hip hop later, and that always stuck with me. And he's right. So now this is almost like, would Michael Jordan, would LeBron James survive back in Jordan's era? I don't know, but I can compare LeBron to what's going on now. These kids have Kendrick and Cole. This is their guy. Drake is their Jay-Z, you know? So it's kind of hard. It's like it's two different eras of it's two different places, you know? So I wouldn't put them in my top 10, but I actually wouldn't argue against anybody that would put them in their top 10. If you told me like, I don't know, Baby, I have to mention him again because he's not a rapper. He said it. He's a game spitter. I cannot rap. If you said Baby was in your top 10 lyricists of all time, then I got it. Yeah, the rest of your conversation makes no difference to me now. You know, but if you said Cole, Kendrick, I'm going to listen to you. Go ahead. What else you got? Maybe Iron Emperor will be on there.
Yeah, man. No, I agree 100%, man. Like, I'll continue listening if the first two people say is you know, Kendrick and Cole. I like them both, but there are also songs that, like, I'll say it like this: I can't listen to a whole album from Kendrick Lamar because I just don't relate to the new age millennial. It just isn't me.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
So I would, man. Sorry if you guys are picking that up.
Listen, man, don't nobody in no studios right now, man. This is house shit, baby.
it's that quarantine shit, you know. What's up, Joe? How you doing, my man? Crazy Joe, you know. I don't know, man.
That's my brother right there.
I was gonna say, because Italians, we had a Crazy Joe, and he was crazy. You guys remember Crazy Joe Gallo?
Yeah, I've heard that. Crazy Joe, that's my brother, man. So what's up? Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so no, I agree with that 100%. But we were kind of getting into wordplay a little bit. We talked about the storytelling, and you clearly have the capability of doing that, as seen on the video. But you know, when I was listening to your newest joint a while back, you had a bonus track on there, and hey.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's dope, man. It's fucking dope.
I gotta tell them, otherwise they'll be right on the mic.
Okay.
But I was listening to the new joint, and there was a bonus track on there that blew me away because I knew you had spits, I knew you could rhyme in patterns, and you had the wordplay. I didn't know people don't realize how complicated it is to rhyme dope lyrics at a speedy pace to a slower beat, to a slower tempo. So I want to just go ahead. I'm going to play this joint real quick, and just enjoy. Watch.
Thank you.
This is simply the flex. Higher I go, they ask my pilot is. I say I'm simply more talented. Hate to say that, cause I thought it was obvious. Won't state my case, nigga, I ain't no lobbyist. Bright like an Optimus Prime. Bright like Colossus, I'm hard by design. My son obnoxious, but fuck it, that's fine. I take my props if they don't give me mine. I'm usually cool, but the juice is in me. Fucked up, nigga. Adrenaline shots all through my kidneys. Yeah. Handling me is a great task, sicker than fucking raw. In Miami, without a face mask, your tough talks, as convincing as a girl with skinny thighs and a fake ass. Looking like boulders sitting on pencils. To me, that shit's so sinful. You a lead if your cellulite makes you look more official. DM me, I'll enlist you. But when I was nice, he didn't get no love. No fingerprints written with a Donald's glove. While it gets fat like McDonald's does. Arms come around like a bunch of hugs. Y'all are forced to quit while the fat lady sticks her fork in this. Bombs over Baghdad. I'm from a time where it's bars over hashtags. Chill, young boy, there's a grown man speaking. He's a bad guy like a homeland season. Shaking my head like I'm sweating my dreads. Not the hairstyle, I'm talking regrets. How can I expect niggas to get this when they can't get the bars that I throw and I flow slower than a chant. Now I speed it up to prove to niggas that I really rap when they won't promote me till I'm dead, and that's after the fact. Fuck it, this ain't for you. I'm gas like inflatables. Whack rapper died, I'll take the news. Only happier when the Lakers lose. Let me make this clear. I'm talking about careers. Don't want them to have a halo that's brighter than chandeliers. But if you're offended, you're the target intended. Pay attention, I'm holding.
I gotta stop right there. I can't let you guys listen to all that. You need to go to mynameiziron.com.
Yes.
I stopped right there because of that last line. That's how it goes, man. But I need you guys to all right here, man. mynameiziron.com. You can find all his music.
Yes.
I'm that blew me away, man. Like,
yeah, thank you. You know what? I actually got on that beat because I heard Young M.A. do it, and I think Young Dolph do it. And it was cool. And I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can do this. And I'm not gonna say I just did it right away. It took me a while to figure out how to pace myself more than anything. Like if there's anything that may not be understood as you rap fast, that takes an amazing amount of control, and you have to slow it down in your head. So like it took me a minute, but I caught it, I got it. And I literally did that just to let people know I don't have a weakness except doing hooks and party whack shit. You know?
That's literally, bro, that's my same weakness, man. Like,
yep. And if I wanted to, I'll do that shit too.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be when you're not a corny rapper. It's hard to go into that corny, you know, because it almost requires. Yeah, he is the bomb, man.
Thank you, Wes.
C4. You know what I mean? Nuclear.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, and Crazy Joe's letting you know too. I mean,
Joe.
It's a rough. My favorite type of hooks are like Primo style, where they scratch in old lines. And I feel like hip hop is missing that turntable action now. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's all electronic now.
Yeah. I miss it though. I miss the turntables. I miss the, you know, I used to do shows, design stages back in the day, and I had to sit through 3 weeks, 3 separate weekends. I could book gigs and design stages for, and had no idea who was on the gig because I was just trying to make money, right? 3 weeks in a row, I got these fucking guys called the Cataracts, and
okay.
They sit there with what looks like a little MPC or an MPD, no turntables, nothing, but they push a button and then they jump up and down to like house music.
Whack.
And they're calling themselves DJ. I'm like, yo, who are these guys? And like, yo, these are the Cataracts. They're huge. They're DJs. I'm like, yo, DJ means disc jockey.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They know discs up there. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Russell Peters said something about that too, the comedian who's like a hip hop head, and he said, I can't fuck with these new DJs. You come here, I set up a table, like you said, I put the music on, and I do this. The equivalent of that is me inviting you to my comedy special, putting the DVD on, and doing this.
Yeah.
Why you watch the DVD? Same shit.
Yep. That's hip hop made the turntable an instrument.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not. I'm cool with rappers using bands and whatnot. I'm not against that. Cool. But come on, man. Give me 2 turntables and a microphone any day. And I'll take that. Because to be honest, like one of my favorite MCs in the world, most underrated, is Black Thought from the Roots.
Going there.
You know what I mean? But I will say that one of the worst hip hop performances I've ever seen was at Rock the Bells 07 with the Roots.
Really?
It was, and luckily for me, I got Method Man and Redman afterwards.
Okay.
And
I heard the show was crazy.
Oh man, probably one of the best hip hop shows I ever seen.
You know what's weird? I actually have never. I've only been to like maybe 2 hip hop concerts ever. Like I haven't really been to too many. One was a Black Moon and Memphis Bleak, which is a weird combo, but. And I ain't gonna lie. I was in college, Stony Brook University. Bleak spit a dope freestyle, and it was quiet as fuck. To where I yelled out like, "Young niggas hate, man." So I haven't seen too many. And then I've seen Rock Marcy in concert. You know, Rock stands in place. He does. You know. And I've seen Black Moon a couple down a couple of times. I heard Buster, Red and Meth. Crazy.
Yeah, Red and Meth they're really interactive with the crowd. I've never seen anybody walk on a crowd. Like, they put their hands, people crowd surf, they do their thing.
Yeah. Method
Man walks on people's hands.
What?
Performs. It's insane.
Method Man's like 6'5", bro.
Yeah, that's what makes it crazy. And then it's so effortless, man. Like, me
That's
personally,
creepy. How do you even practice that?
Man, that's something I gotta ask him one day. But
Never been that high.
I personally think that, and I gotta ask you about this because this is a little bit old, but remember when Joe Budden got on a radio station and was like Method Man was my favorite rapper. He's like, but I could dust him right now. Straight up.
That's when Ray punched him in his face.
I thought that was so out of hand, bro. Like, you're supposed to feel that way as an MC.
Right. But he kind of said it in a disrespectful way. Like, I don't mind. I'll say this honestly. I put it in one of my rhymes on top 9 Dead or Alive. I personally think I can out-rap whoever the fuck. Historically, doesn't matter. I'm supposed to think that though. And I don't say that disrespectfully. You know what I'm saying? Like, I say to you respectfully. I feel like I can out-rap you and you can out-rap me. Crazy Joe can out-rap me. You're supposed to think that. Because if you don't and you come up to the battlefield, I'm gonna fuck you up. Because you don't have the confidence.
Yeah. It's the thing. That's something I always try to tell people too, man. If you step into a battle thinking this guy's better than me, you already lost.
That's it. You ever see Mike Tyson fights? When they doing the square off, and he's just staring, and you guys, they lost the fight right there. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's same with with football. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about Richard Sherman a lot, and before he was a 49er, I liked him, and it was sacrilege because
sacrilege.
You know what I mean? Because
Crabtree.
But I hate Crabtree. I couldn't stand that.
Sorry, receiver Crabtree.
Bro, that guy was I couldn't stand him.
Yeah, Bolden. That was my guy.
Yeah, Bolden was dope. But Sherman is cerebral. He ain't even the fastest guy no more. He ain't even the best corner in the league no more. But he's still cerebral, and he scares the shit out of quarterbacks.
Same with Reeves. Did Reeves jump off the screen as an athlete? I mean, he's more athletic than us. But he Reeves was fucking good. But he built Reeves out to where receivers would walk up and line up across from him. That's half the fight right there.
Exactly. Yeah. It's and that's the way I look at going into battle, man. Like, I legit think that if you go into a battle admiring somebody, it's like you got to treat it like, that's why they say hip hop is a sport. This way he said, "Let's go Giants."
I know. I was laughing at Kid Rock his ass also.
I disagree.
Like,
I disagree. I've
heard
his
the best
rap.
white rapper from Detroit that I've heard is a dude named Paradigm. Paradigm's kind of dope.
You gotta put me up on that, man.
Okay. Yeah, Paradigm's kind of dope.
I try not to do the color thing. Too much. You know what I mean? Like you even noticed, like, last week with my top 5, they're not even my top 5 favorites. They're just guys that, like, I try to be, look at what people have done for the culture, and I'm still getting I got instant messages left and right because I didn't include Pac on there. That's just me.
I agree with you, actually. I agree with everything you said.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Everything you said. I've said this before with Pac. No disrespect. Pac is a first ballot Hall of Famer. However, Tennessee enemies, all of that was all. And I never liked the beats he picked. But I will say, I enjoyed the fuck out of a Tupac interview.
Yeah,
I love the man more than the rapper. So I agree. I wouldn't put Pac top as a favorite. In terms of impactful, you gotta put a lot of people on there that wouldn't be on my favorites. Like Curtis Blow, you gotta put on there. Impact. And Pac wouldn't be on my top 20 probably. As a lyricist. Well, my favorite rapper.
Yeah. See, here's the reason I took Pac off my list, and this is just a theory of mine, but I've actually had firsthand experience with other rappers that make this comment to me. I went to the studio one time, and we got a lot of essays out here in California, and let's be honest, not one of them has ever put out a dope verse. In the mainstream,
I haven't heard, so I can't say.
it all sounds the same. It's all the cholo rap, you know, in the mainstream or in the, you know, even the underground mainstream, if you will, the stuff that's made it to YouTube and got all kinds of hits. Now, I know Mexican cats that can rap out here, like rap their ass off. Yeah, but unfortunately, we're in California, and you know we got dumb shit like the hyphy movement, and that's from my own area. Okay, I'm from the Bay Area.
Yeah,
I hate
Mr.
the
Fab
hyphy movement.
Avenue, who slaughtered Royce up. I remember that. Yeah.
Bro, let me tell you something about Mr. Fab. I should air it out on this show. So years ago, and when you went off, I was talking about a show that we were supposed to do that ended up getting shot up. This was at the same club before that happened. Okay. It was Keek the Sneak's birthday. And it was me and a friend of mine were performing. Mr. Fab showed up. He wasn't even supposed to perform or nothing, but he's backstage. We're backstage. My boy, I don't like to fanboy over rappers. I don't go up to him and, you know, start riding dick. It looks stupid. So my boy goes up to him and was like, yo, at the time, Mr. Fab was Battle King of California. That's what they called him, right? Even though I seen Jen rock him in his own song. Yeah. And I'm not even that big of a fan of Jen, but the dude's dope.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I met Jen. Cool dude.
Yeah, I heard he went Christian.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I mean, and more power to him if that's his thing.
I met him with Torre. Continue.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So yeah, we were backstage. My boy walks up to Mr. Fab. He's like, "Yo, you're the Battle King of the Bay." And he's like, "Yeah, you know, that's me." And he goes, "Yeah, you ain't the Battle King, bro. Battle my boy over here."
Okay.
And he's like, "Who's that?" He's like, "Nobody can beat this guy. Nobody. I put money on it." He's like, "Bro," he starts whipping out stacks. Like, "Yo, 2, 3, 4, 5, what do you want? I'll bet money on it." He looks at me, and I'm walking over just to see what's going on. I finally caught wind of what was going on. And he goes, "I'm not about to battle a nobody."
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I got mad. I got offended. I was like, it's because you scared. And then, you know, security got involved and all that.
Yeah. That's one of the things where like I see it from Fab's point of view as an MC. I completely disagree with that. Now, if you put the title on me as battle rap New York, but I never claim it, I feel like I can back out of that. If I'm going to promote that and myself at that means I'm going to take whatever challenge comes. I see his plot side as well, where Fab has everything to lose, the other dude has nothing to lose. You know, if he gets washed up, whatever, he's just another body. So I do get Fab's part, but as a contender and a competitor, it's not something I would do. Like, if I'm going to say I can rap and let's do it, then let's get it going. And if you wash me up, bro, I mean, Mike had horrible games. Mike ain't going to shoot 1,000, percent, 100%. So you were the best man that day. But I think that's kind of whack, because if you promote yourself as that, then you should show and prove that, at those venues. If I'm at the store, my wife, get the fuck out of here. But if I'm at a show, so be it. Let's go.
Yeah. And that was my whole. If he would have said, like, yo, what you just said, like, yo, I got more to lose than you, get known first and I'll do it.
Right.
If he approached it like that, I'd have been like, yeah, cool, I respect that. But the fact that he was disrespectful, like we just got into a battle, that made me dislike him for the rest. Like, and then I never really tuned into his music, but then I heard it and I became extra critical of it. When you're sampling the Ghostbusters song, talking about ghost writing,
oh really?
That's corny. That's
I
just
don't know
corny.
much about the hype stuff.
You're better off, bro. I mean, you know what I mean. We're coming up on the power hour though, so I gotta let me finish out what we're doing here, because I got other stuff we got to talk about here. This is the project I just played. That joint from the bonus track, and man, there's some fire on this joint, and it's very eclectic, if you will. It's not one subject. It's not an MC coming out, oh, I'm angry at the music industry. There are those tracks where he addresses what's going on in hip hop, but there's also personal stuff. And to take it back to the Dr. Dilla joint, the video we just watched, you broke down a breakup process, a man going through a breakup process, which, let's be honest, in hip hop is not a very common subject. It's always, the Jay-Z, I don't chase him, I'll replace him. And
It's a dope line, though.
yeah, it is. But you know, people go through real shit, and I like that you address it.
Yeah,
You don't come off as a bitch when you do it. It's not like you're coming off complaining. You just keep it real.
Right. And I think it's important that people, especially men. That's why I like the Joe Budden so much. That's why I said he kind of helped my pen game. It's okay to take the S off your chest. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta be a superhero all the time. And if I'm a superhero all the time, how you gonna relate to me? You can't. You know, and I find it very important and therapeutic. You spoke to Bill Burr earlier. He was like, men die before women because a man can see a puppy and say, oh, the puppy's so cute, but his boys will pop up and say, yo, fucking fag. You know? Listen, Gay Mafia, don't fucking attack me. That's what Bill Burr said in context. Let me get that out the way. Check episode 16 if you think I'm phobic. Shut the fuck up.
Yes, check that out.
Right, exactly. And so I want to step up and be that representative of men who feel like they just can't emote, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Speak your mind, man. I will.
Yeah, I think that's dope. I think, you know, it was an unpopular opinion at first when Drake came out. He was kind of doing that. He took it overboard, I think.
Sometimes, yeah.
But when he first came out and he had that what's it called? The first single he came out with on that mixtape, it was about a chick.
I was late to the Drake train.
Yeah, well, I saw him on MTV, and you know, my sister used to watch the TV show he was on, so I recognized him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, that dude, like, he's on MTV now. That's crazy. But I listened to it, and I'm like, oh, okay. You know, because at the time, it was real popular to be a gangster rapper. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was dope that, you know, he wasn't coming out like that. Now, he's tried to make songs since, which are just an absolute joke. Yeah. But I liked that approach, and I thought that, you know, hip-hop would be a lot more relatable if guys weren't hiding behind their, you know, false masculinity, if you will.
They had a shield. For what? Yeah. For what? You gonna fuck me up if I tell you I miss my ex? Come on.
Yeah.
like, come on.
And at the end of the day, you know, if you don't have a female audience, you don't have an audience.
That's 150% true. For many reasons. Niggas is jealous too, man. Let's keep that 100. Let's keep that 100. That's out there.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah,
It's funny with Drake though. Like if you listen to Drake's earlier stuff. Like before he was messing dude's name was Slacker Beat Child. I could be wrong. Producer from up in Canada. Drake was totally different. Drake's voice was a little deeper. Like I felt like when he got with Young Money, he started sounding a little more Wayne-ish. But if you listen to like a song called Stress, it's like an acronym, but Stress. And Drake just he goes off. And Drake can rap. Drake can rap his ass off. I don't listen to him, but Drake can rap his ass off.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I mean, I don't have Drake albums, but you know, when I hear the occasional, you know, it was at the time it was kind of a fight between not a fight, but it was like who was better, Cole or Drake, Cole or Kendrick. Those guys. I gravitated towards Cole, so it was. It's hard to find new dope hip hop, and Cole was just bringing it.
Well, he can. The Cole's albums sometimes they don't hold like you said. They don't hold my attention. Drake can hold my attention. I gotta be in the mood. And I said this even before the meat joint. I think when Drake going through it with Chris Brown, and on It's Your Song, Drake said, I forgot the exact line, but he said, people aren't who they pretend to be, or something like that. But that little 3-4 bars I heard, and I said, Drake is a fucking monster. He can out-rap you. I heard it that time. Holy shit. And everything unfolded after that. So I got respect for Drake. I ain't gonna his album. But
that's that artist respect. But on that, man, I wanna end it with this, man, because you and I have a we gravitate towards certain MCs, and we didn't really touch on this guy too much. Pause. But
I'm sure that's funny, man.
Mr. Joe Budden, man.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Joe Budden.
Right.
Did you watch the Ice-T documentary Art of Rap?
I feel like my man Org had me watch that, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, so I didn't know it was like, at first, because you get all these rappers on there and they're on camera spitting verses, and there were some dope, just little acapella verses. I'm careful about saying freestyle because, that could be misconstrued.
Yeah.
But Joe Budden spit one on there, and one of the lines, just kind of what we were touching on, is like when you get into your personal life, people tune in more. When you address real issues, people tune in more. And I remember he spit a line, and I can't quote it verbatim, but one of the lines was like, yo, his name is Marcus, so why the fuck my son calling him daddy? And I was like, whoa.
Like, let you in. He let you into his life, man. Like, that's what it should be. I can't relate to a nigga flying in a fucking jet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or Percocet and strip clubs and all that.
I don't do that. I don't even do strip clubs. I'm not into it. No, it's not true. Side note, I went to one in Cheetahs. Oh my God, yo. There's this one chick. Oh my, she changed my vision of certain things for like a year. So.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Oh my God, they gonna make me like some glad I'm a little dark.
But see, we're out on the West Coast, so like strippers out here, they probably sell crack too. I
was in Atlanta with that one, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You go to New York and Atlanta, it's a whole different. I mean, these are models out there. You got the only one I've been to in New York is Scores. But
I haven't been to one in New York. I haven't been to many strip clubs. I did Montreal, Atlanta, Miami. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm not a big strip club guy. I'm not I don't feel comfortable throwing money at women for sexual favors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got an issue with paying student loan debt, and I can't even know what your vagina smells like. There's no point in doing that. Why do I do that? Except that one chick. I didn't pay for it. Let me tell you, I'm gonna put it inside of the thing. I always never pay for pussy. Direct. I know you take your girl out, blah, blah, blah. That's the only time I said, listen. She was like, here's my price. Like, cool. I worked OT last week. I got that. What up?
Yeah, she's one of them. She's that bad, huh?
Jesus Christ.
They'll do that. But, hey, Atlanta's smart about that, man. They're ahead of the game on that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really love Atlanta. It's a dope city.
Yeah, Atlanta's cool. But yeah, to what you said about Joe, man, that just it stuck a chord with me. So that's I was like, why not? What am I hiding? What's the point? You dig?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's that's one of the things I love about Joe. And on that same I think it was they did a Shady Records freestyle where you had to sit this is the funny thing, man. Yellow Wolf is not a bad rapper. He's actually pretty dope in a lot of cases. I just can't listen to him.
He's not aesthetically pleasing to me.
Yeah,
sonically pleasing, excuse me.
Yeah, and nothing eats. Yeah, it's just not for me. But I had to sit through that, and then we got a Joe Budden verse. And Joe Budden addressed his own crew on there, and I thought that was dope. And that's the type of stuff.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was the Shady XV freestyle.
Okay.
He was like, yo, these cats only want to ask me when the verse is ready, not a how do I feel or how do I deal. If this is life, how is it real? It was dope. And you found out later that there was some drama going on between him and Slaughterhouse over that type of stuff.
Is that the one where he was on the George Washington Bridge?
Yes.
Because he said they put a suicidal rap to rap on the bridge. That's it.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
I got to listen to that.
That's what. So I close with Joe because in your music, I see the influence. You're definitely not a carbon copy. You got your own style.
Right.
But if I were to compare you to somebody and try to give them like a platform to like, if this is Iron Emperor, if you want to know what Iron Emperor is mostly like, I would put a Joe Budden there. Would you agree to that?
I'll take that 100%.
Because lyrically, and I'm not saying that just.
Honor to me, man.
It would be to me too, but you got a lot of corny ass kids out here that don't like somebody due to something they said on a podcast, and Joe is one of them dudes that keeps it a buck. So
That has nothing to do with like I don't care what the chef does at home. Just make my meal good. I don't good. If you talking about personally, I mean, I don't know. I'm not judging. But Joe Budden has a line. It's my favorite line all the time. And I've heard better lines since. But I remember I was in the house with my best friend Edgar. He was playing probably NBA Live. And the first part of the line was a throwaway, but the second line, I just stopped everything. He said, when the cops come, the gets get tossed. While your thoughts is on the full press, you're not getting your point across. And I just stopped. I said, wait a minute. And I just stopped. And that shit blew my fucking mind. I've heard better lines since, but that's my rush of lyrics bars right. That blew me the fuck away, man.
Yeah, that's what, and Joe will do that to you. And just on that note, before we close, I want to say that Joe Budden did beat, the fuck's his name?
Hollow
the Dawn. He beat him in that battle. Sorry.
Yeah. I gotta watch that again. I gotta watch that.
I thought it was so corny that dude got in his face and was like, "You ever hit a woman again? I'll knock you the fuck out. Stop my time." Like, come on, man.
Yeah. That was kind of corny. It's for the pageantry though.
Yeah, you know, whatever. I still think Joe won, and I think they didn't give him that W because, you know, they were worried about having like a record label bias or whatever. So,
yeah, I get it. It's politics and everything, man.
Yeah,
it's politics. Like I don't win any of my freestyle competition battles. Doesn't matter if I slaughter somebody. I have so many theories about that. So it is what it is.
I've literally seen videos of you slaughtering people. So let me judge some of them motherfuckers. I'll tell them why they lost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yo, that was it for this episode. Thank you, man, so much. My name is Iron.com. That's where y'all need to go. Listen to that music. You need good hip hop in your life. It'll change your life. I swear to God.
I got that for you.
But yo, we will be back. Hopefully we'll have you on again, my man.
Nah, I'm here, man. I want to do the MC list.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, well, you know what? We'll schedule another episode. We got the Extreme Show coming on, so make sure you guys tune into that. That's Breezy and Anthony. They get into, tonight I think they're breaking down Tango and Cash, which is a cult classic.
Oh, shit.
And Rambo is a pussy. No. But yo, we're out, man. Thank you guys so much. Iron Emperor, Donnie Darko.
Thank you.
This ain't the last of us. Peace.
It's crazy out here, man. I mean, there's a lot going on in the streets. There's a lot going on in the ghettos of the mind. I'm saying I write rhymes. Check. Feel my pain like it was yours. Crack addicts busting right through my doors. Bleeding on my lawn, I'm destined to be great. I swear, Jesus, read it on my palm. Tipsy, I'm calm, then I blow up like Vietnam bomb.